Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We back at it again. It's Super Dave with the PA Political Revolution podcast. And again, we have another special guest and we have another good podcast. And today we're going to have the Honorable Reginald Trainer, right? And we're going to be talking about a great deal of current events that's been going on. Some of the things, we're going on everything from the O.W. Collins, the PAISD, Open Meetings Act violation, people sleeping in council, what I like to call like father, like son. We go over one of these passages with this disrespectful eulogy, man. It's just sad. What's going on, Mr. Trainer? How you doing there, sir? I welcome you to another episode of the Revolution Podcast.
Good evening, Super Dave. You know, it's always a privilege to be on your program. Uh, Everything is going. I'm not going to say whether it's fine or good or bad, but it's going. The world continues to go around.
Right.
I can't wait to get into your broadcast tonight because I know we're going to have a blast. So I turn it back over to you, Mr. Super Dave.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. The first issue I want to go ahead on and talk about, sir, is the O.W. Collins issue. I know you pretty much been hearing what's been going around on, social media, also at council meetings or whatnot. We happen to have a problem, seems like an ongoing problem with low to moderate income senior citizens, right? Having a great deal of problems with getting the company, the management company, to fix different things and to have them in a livable situation, right? Some of the problems that they're having over there is electrical issues where they just cut out, and you have a lot of elderly people that has medical issues that's on oxygen or other medical things that needs electricity, right? To so they won't overheat. And we have some other issues with the elevator, right? Elevator not working. We need the elevators to be working to have senior citizens to be able to go up and down, because a lot of senior citizens can't walk, they wheelchair bound or whatnot. They just have a slew of problems where they're going to need some properly working elevators. Upon that, they have a lot of issues with bed bugs, roaches, worms, spiders, all in the rooms with crime in there. Just a whole slew of problems, brother. Can you go ahead and speak on that and what you kind of know about it?
Well, Dave, I've been hearing a lot of things, being an active in the city of Port Arthur. My job ain't never done. To be truthfully honest, they need to tear the whole doggone place down and rebuild. But let me tell you something. You mentioned management. Well, we know who that management is. ITEX, okay? This not just happening this month, last month, or last year. This been going on for quite some time. It's pitiful the way we allow our senior citizens, our mentally ill, to be treated behind a dollar. Now, one thing that I know about that housing authority with Casada and all of them, they have to be appointed by the mayor. I was looking at something on at the city council meeting while the mayor tried to get out that he's not this, and that. He appoints those people, he can fire those people. You see what I'm talking about? Until we get a change in our government, until we get a change to quit voting for friendship and all that over fragship and churchship, we're going to continue to go through that. We the laughing stock on this side of Texas, bro. Now, you mean to tell me that energy is going out, the power, that's what I'm talking about. Then these people in
Right.
hot air, and that's a brick building. That's a brick building. Then on top of that, they got people sleeping in their feces. Then on top of that, they know they got drugs in the building. It's unsafe, period. It's unsafe, period. They don't have security. People can't walk. They have to take elevators. Elevators, because of the power, doesn't go. Who allows that? I was listening to Cal, which he goes back and forth over there. But if you're going over there, there ain't nothing getting done. What you going over there for? He
Right.
been going over there for years, he say. He been going over there
Right.
for years. And
Right.
the same thing has happened. I remember when they was building Edison Square. Oh, trainer against O.W. Collins. He say it's going to be a New Jack City. Well, did I lie? Did I lie about O.W. Collins, or did I lie about Edison Square? There's more drugs in Edison Square, whether you believe it or not, than in O.W. Collins. It's
Right.
just not in the front because I live in the front and I patrol that. You see what I'm talking about? Just like I told you. These kids getting on Section 8, getting kicked off, moves with grandma. Grandma staying in Edison Square, which they say is upgrade. Okay. Okay, her old man is in jail. So guess what? He gets out of jail. He sees a gold mine. He sells dope. Got the grandma sitting in the kitchen with the kids with a black eye. Who does that?
Right.
Who does that? You see, the police have been called over to Edison Square and 911 more times than they did in OW College. If I'm lying, call for the records. It's public knowledge. But to get back to OW College, Mr. Dave,
Yes, sir.
I'm very compassionate about that, not because I know people that live out there. It's because of the conditions that they are, and truly, nobody's doing nothing. I heard the mayor say, well, for years we've been trying. How are you going to be the mayor for over 4 years, 3 years, and you're still trying to do the same thing? First of all, you got to have a plan, and you got to start off from zero.
Right.
But you don't wind up in zero in 3 years, and you're still at zero. I'm going to tell you. These high class like ITEX and the boss hogs, money is all about a dollar. We'll sell each other out, man, for a penny. Look at the JP race. And I know we're probably going to get into that. Look at that.
Yeah.
When Joseph was running against DeRuin, nobody put their name in the hat. You check that out? Nobody put their name in there. Because they just knew that Joseph Guillory couldn't beat an incompetent for 11 years. But they didn't know the team that Joe Guillory had.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Then when he did lose, the master told him, we can't let Guillory get in there. Why you can't let Guillory get in there? Because all that old wrong that you're doing gonna stop. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
right.
they run a little Bartie. I don't know who is this other lady, but they run 2 people against him.
Right.
If you really were sincere about that job, you'd have got in on day one, ain't it right?
Oh yeah.
Quit letting people use you to go against your own. Joe made history. Why can't you celebrate with him for a change? Well, you got to be crabs in the basket. David, I know I would jump the subject on and go back. I'll get to that when we come because, see, that's very passionate to me because I just can't believe, and then I can, that we'll continue to do the same thing in this 21st century that we've been doing in the 18, 19, 20th century. You see what I'm saying? Come on.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes,
Come
sir.
on.
Absolutely.
We got to wake up. We got to wake up.
And I'm absolutely going to lay the foundation, right? I'm going to lay the foundation for all of this so citizens can kind of understand and where we started and, and how we get here and why we're here, right?
Mm-hmm.
The city of Port Arthur, right? Before you can get like tax credits, right? What companies like ITEX will do, where they'll go in a partnership with different investors and they'll get some tax credits, right? They'll get some tax credits. And I guess from the money they make from management, they'll kind of, split it up or divvy it up or whatever, right? But they gotta get an agreement with some investors, get tax credits, and build these low-income houses, right? Now in Port Arthur, we've created more than 2.5 the state's average, right? Once you get more than 2.5 of the state average of low-income housing, 2.5 times, right? Say for instance, is we're just going to say a number. I'm just giving the number, right? 5, and 2.5 times, is what 2.5, whatever. But if it's more than 2.5 times the 15, whatever it is, right? I'm giving the wrong thing. Whatever is 2.5 times the state average, you have to go to council and get to go to council and have them approved for it, right? And what a lot of these companies like ITEX and them do, I'm giving my own opinion on this, right? I'm giving everything is my opinion. So what a lot of companies like ITEX and them do, they'll go ahead and give campaign donations to these council members, right? You could pull it up like Chris Agbear is giving these council members, campaign contributions. That's things are on the record. Sometimes they'll give them things that are off the record, right? And what this does, right? This puts the council to have a shoe in to go ahead and to go ahead and build more low-income housing like the Edison Square that's over by in your area, right? Because we had a whole lawsuit in trying to fight this because they went through some, we suspect they went through some illegal means. So
Yeah,
Um,
well, hold up, David.
yeah,
Hold up.
yeah. Go
You
ahead,
don't have
bro.
to. You don't have to. You don't have to tell me because I spearheaded that.
Oh
And
yeah,
you know what's so tricky when you talk about council and you talk about ITEX. This is how the plan came about because you know that property used to belong to the school district.
right,
All
right.
right.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they couldn't sell it. ITEX couldn't get that property because it had to be rezoned.
yeah.
All right.
Right.
So what they had to do is go back to the doggone school district and sell it back. All right. Then it
Yeah,
went to the housing authority and sell it. Let me make you laugh about this.
yeah.
The housing authority lent, well, they didn't lend, but they gave it to ITEX as a promise for 45 years. ITEX control that and everything is theirs.
I thought it was
And
for
guess how much they go
75. Yeah,
for 75 years.
yeah,
But
something
guess
like
guess
that.
how much money they're gonna owe in 75 years
How
for that
much?
property?
How much?
$1. Now you tell
Yeah,
me that ain't you tell me that
yeah,
ain't some gangster stuff.
yeah, yeah. I
So you
remember.
know they in the bed together. They in the bed together, and this goes back even when Freeman was mayor
Right,
when they built
absolutely.
this all this stuff. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So of course they got a bond, and you know crooks gonna always look out for crooks. You know, if you get a person, okay, say like you get a person that don't really have a job, okay,
yeah,
and they implement is just little income, whatever they get, or they wise work or whatever, and take care of the house. Well, don't you know they're gonna be vulnerable to $2 when they was only getting 50 cents?
yeah.
Come on, man, you got to do the math. Until that changes, this is how it's gonna be. Don't you know?
Right,
I was in Austin last week. They know about Port Arthur and how stupid we are down here. You
right,
understand
right.
me?
Yeah, yeah.
They you
Absolutely,
know
absolutely.
they laughing about our mayor.
Oh yeah, the
You
clown
know,
mayor. Right.
and his clown suits and all that. And then they talking, I'm trying to say, well, y'all know more about this than I do.
Yeah, yeah.
Port Arthur is getting recognized for wrong, not recognized for good, but recognized for wrong. And
Right.
that hurts me because I'm a Port Arthur.
Because in my
Now
opinion, they
I
letting
got to defend Port Arthur. I got to defend them when I'm around the enemy. But what
right,
I'm defending them for when the enemy telling the truth.
right. They letting black folk tear it from the inside out, and they're gonna say, "Hey, black folk, this is what you get. This is what you do." But right, but going, I'm glad you mentioned the school district, right? Because I've
Mm,
originally said it's a whole big network of corruption, right? And we getting these people from the school district trickling down over here. We getting the garbage from them, right? We're getting the garbage from the school district trickling down to the city council, going to the JP race, going housing board. So understand it's a big network of corruption, right? Now it's only got,
right.
to me, it's only got really two good ones right now that I identified out the school district. One is Joe Guillory, and another one,
Mhm.
Ken Law. He's doing good right now. Ken Law is doing good right now. So we'll see later
Well,
on. But right now, he's
Don't
doing
count.
some things, huh?
Kinlaw don't count, but he
Yeah,
did come out the school. Did what you
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He doing good right now. He making some decent calls right now. But it's not about him right now. But so
Right.
that's how the kind of history of it we have. What we call dope deal projects, right? Like with Edison
Mhm.
Square, kind of comes along when you had Freeman and you had the fiasco over South Woods Crossing, right? He got
Mm-hmm.
them.
Same people own all
Yeah,
that. Go ahead.
ITEX. Yeah, same people own and manage it. When they had the
But
storm,
David,
they got 15 million. Hold on, they got $15 million from the GLO, and Freeman tried to help
yes.
cultivate that, and they
Mm-hmm.
still had problems trying to get trying to fix some apartments over there. I mean, man, look, you can't have a business where you're building these apartments and only counting on taxpayers' money to fix them. You have to have some insurance, and with that,
Mm-hmm.
also some profits. You know what I mean? How can you go ahead and build apartments and act like you don't know what's going on when they need to be built? Just like you have your own homes or whatnot. And if you have rental properties, you need to have some insurance on it and other means of fixing things. How can you have a rental property and if something going wrong with the plumbing, you can't fix the plumbing, So you have a lot
But
of
David,
yeah, go ahead.
David, my daughter lived out there.
Right,
And don't you know that they had asbestos in there and they had the people move off the top floor, all right, to
right.
the bottom floor, off the bottom floor to the top floor. And what they was doing the work and everything was going into the vent holes. Those people was getting sick.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
who
yeah.
does that? Who was looking out for those people? I had to raise enough hell to get something going, not because there was my child out there, but it was wrong. You see what I'm talking about? He was
Right.
wrong. Them people could have had them people go to a hotel or whatever, to another apartment and fix that stuff like he do. But that goes to show you what they think about us like third class citizens. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They
Yeah.
would have never pulled that in Needland or Pro Natures and Grove. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Hell
Why do
no.
we allow? Why do we allow them to get away with that? We can't go to council because they're in the hat.
Yeah, they in the hat.
Okay, where else what can we go? We can't go to our school district because they're in the hat. You know, we
And that
can't even go to our government because they're in the
right.
hat. We
And
have nobody to go to. If the little things that you do and I do and John B and the rest of us don't do, nothing get done, bro.
right. And let me go
Nothing get
ahead
done. People say,
and let me go ahead and finish this foundation, right? So when we have we had that going on during the Freeman administration. Now jumping over here to Barties administration, right? What we have going on, we have Miss Ambrose, right? Miss Deborah Ambrose. She got the Southwoods Crossing apartment named after her husband, right? Her deceased husband. So
yeah, he was on the housing authority.
yeah, so in the housing authority, right? I don't have no problem with the family. I actually like them. I actually like Deborah Ambrose. I actually like her deceased husband. I also like her son. I don't have no problem with them personally, but
And I think
I do not.
I think it was nice that he did. But go ahead.
I don't have no problems personally, but I don't like them more than I like the citizens of Port Arthur as a whole, right? And you see, whenever you giving favors like that, that's a conflict of interest, right? When you have people like, she replaced her husband on the housing board when he had passed, from what I understand. And so
I didn't know that.
yeah, whenever you have ITEX as a property developer giving a presentation naming apartments after a board member's husband on the housing authority. Now, if citizens complain to that, if citizens complain to the housing authority about the property manager, you're not going to be held to do anything, right? Because they did something for your husband. How dare this low income citizen going to tell me to get on ITEX when ITEX, honored my husband. They honored my husband with a plaque, and they also honored him with the naming of some apartments. He's dead and gone. What the hell you broke citizen want me to do? You know what I mean? So, in saying that, after that was like in September, right? Let me go pull this up. I'm just on the internet also. I'm looking at it. I pulled this up, right? It's when they named the Southwoods Cross. Huh? Yeah, she's on it. Yeah. Yeah, she's supposed to be president right now since Bartie is running for the JP office. So this happened, right? Southwood Crossing, right? This happened August 27th, 2021. So let's just round it off to September 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 1st. Okay, 5 days bring it September the 1st. Now, in October 1st, right? In October 1st is when the news station put out that Port Arthur officials planning to improve quality of living for residents, beginning with $14.3 million renovation. And he said Mayor Bartie said that the goal was to attract new residents by making home livable and affordable. Now, this contract is to renovate Stonegate apartments, right? So now, ITEX and them got another $15 million contract to renovate some apartments. So, that was last year. I don't even know if they've started moving people out of there yet to go ahead and start the renovation. I don't even know if they started renovating it yet. This is almost a whole year since. Go ahead, brother.
The same way he did the other ones.
Right. Probably going to do some. It's probably going to do some patch up work and then say the hell with it, pocket the rest of the money. See, this is the problem, right? We giving ITEX new contracts and they doing us favors, right? They did.
Well, they the only contractors on this side of in this area. What? Why they get all the contracts? What's up like that? Nobody else did.
They in the pockets of these politicians, like back when when KT was running, KT Agberry, Chris Agberry's father. He was in with him too. Now the son is just continuing the same thing. So when they giving different favors like to the mayor's campaign contribution to him, probably taking out the dinner because the mayor controls the board. So that's how we get to this situation right now, right? When you have a certain amounts of neglect over in places like O.W. Collins, it gets to a point where your citizens like Miss Green, right? She had to go up to the council and speak to him, say, hey, we have all these problems. Now this old clown ass mayor that we have, he said that, well, we can only replace people that's already on the board. Man, I don't even know what that means, right? Then he starts telling everybody that, hey, some of these people are on there as long as Supreme Court justices, So we got to find that's what I'm saying. This crazy clown crap, this crazy clown crap that's coming from this fool, right? This fool is so stupid and so ignorant, doesn't understand how incompetent he sounds, right? He's acting like he's the JP, back when he was a judge. You know what I mean? So all this craziness, man, all of this craziness nonsense, he's just kind of regressing to the animalistic nature that his mind is actually, is, right? Just a animalistic, primitive nature in his mind. That's just who this guy is. So he gives
like
them
reading from a script somebody wrote.
Right, yeah. Somebody tell him that stuff. So he talks about that we need to see the legalities of it, make sure they're doing the job, all this crazy stuff. This is nothing special. This is just a regular board. It's a regular board like anybody, like the Beautification Commission, any other doggone board where a mayor or a council member appoint and remove people, right? So
right, like the boards I'm on.
Yeah, boards you own, like the police board. Nothing special about this board where you can't move it. You have to get special legal permission. You're acting like you're crazy. You don't know anything about it. So, in the audience, right, I attended this meeting. So this was just burning my doggone chest up, right? Just burning me, to my soul when I can hear this person lying, So I went and sat up there. So when I went and sat up there, that's when the mayor started talking about that, the board members and all that stuff after I raised my hand and everything. So they kind of start talking about the things that they can do. You know what I mean? So, well, they didn't really talk about what they can do, just talking about what he's entitled to do as the mayor. So, I wanted to speak on, so, when she got through and wanted to speak on the issue, I went up there, the mayor started acting crazy with me. So, I let the other dude speak, right? I didn't know he was from the O.W. Collins too, so he spoke on, he had some some billing issues, right? So, and how the way he, they've been treating him up there. So, I want to speak on, after he left, I wanted to speak on it again. So, they start, hollering up there. And then I was informing the fool, right? He's so stupid, he doesn't know through the Open Meetings Act, I can speak on those topics, right? I can speak on any item that's on the agenda due to the Open Meetings Act.
He didn't let you speak? He didn't let you speak?
No, he didn't let me speak. What I should have did, just start speaking what I wanted to say, right? That's what I should have did. But I saw
you can't do that.
Right. So I start tagging. Actually, I need to go file a complaint with the police department. Probably later on today about that because that's kind of illegal. He shouldn't have been able to do that. So I need to start putting some paperwork in on these individuals.
That's open to the public.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
That's illegal.
Yeah. It's just supposed to promote transparency and stuff. A lot of these things people don't know, and these people are running amok. They're running out of control over their accounts. So, you ready to destroy the EDC, right? But when it comes to the housing authority, you confused. You don't know what to do. You got to consult an attorney.
They ain't confused. They ain't confused. That's a shield for the housing authority. They ain't confused at all.
Exactly.
They know what they're doing.
Exactly.
Don't give them no credit for that.
Yeah. Exactly. So after that, I start trying to find different type of situations what I can do as an individual trying to help these citizens, right? I found one option is that I kind of forgot about it, but one way is filing at the JP office, right, through safety and health, because if it violates your safety and health, right, you have to notify them by the paperwork by a note. You have to notify them through a letter, right? Hey, okay, I need to fix this because it's due to the safety and health. And then after that, they're supposed to have a certain amount of time. Once you send them like a certified letter or a letter with tracking information on there or signature or something like that, signature acknowledgement, that's when they kind of know you're going to take some of this stuff seriously. And what I didn't know at that time, right, the JP, you can file a case and get it served like about $40 a filing fee, maybe $75 to get it served for, a small amount of fee, and you can ask for damages of up to $10,000 in that particular court. So that's one alternative that anybody, not just O.W. Collins, if you have some any apartments that have some problems with that, you need to go ahead and that's one option. Try to file at the JP's office, and you can pick up some paperwork on that, the filing against the landlord at the JP's office. Now, from what I've heard, right, talking to some people, you can file in any court, like for between what Gilliman, we got, what's this guy that just lost? What's his name? Durun. So you can file in any court. Now it'll be up to the person like Agberry to change it to go into the proper court. Like most of these apartments in District 2, Mark Durun. So he's probably gonna break the law. I'm just speculating. He might try to do something sneaky because he's leaving office, right? Just like he violated ethics commissions, he may do something similar like that. And when you file your case, go ahead.
Why do you think Mark Durun was there 11 years?
Well, yeah.
Well, why you think? Because when they had complaints against ITEX, they could always take it down and it'd be squashed under the rug. I say it out in public because that's what it is. That's why they're so scared of Joe taking that office, because Joe will go by the rules.
It's a network of no problem. It's a network of corruption, right? And it's the power. It's a network of corruption. You have the power, right? If you the employment contract, the ITEX, right? Management construction company, whatever. You got money and you got the council members in your pockets. I can create these things. I have the JP office in my pockets too, so I can evict these people whenever I want to, and I don't have to have much proof. And also, they'll be in my pocket if they try to sue me. Hell, I got the JP office in my pocket, so citizens, it's nothing that you can do, right? So most people only know to go right there. So it's nothing that you can do. So it'd be hard to fight them. So people don't, really give up on that. Another instance is to go file a complaint with HUD. I got to do that today too. Go online, or you can call the phone number. File a complaint with HUD, and make sure they get involved. When you contact the Housing and Urban Development, you're supposed to be living in some safe conditions. You can't be living like some goddamn, some animals up in there, right? So that's very important. You go ahead and talk to HUD. Another option of probably some remedies, probably calling Lone Star Legal Aid, right? That's a nonprofit legal company. I seen this one lady that was trying to do that. I don't know if she's running for the council member in Houston somewhere, locally or not, but she has some clips on there where they brought some Lone Star Legal Aid people to some apartment complex. So there's 3 options you can probably use, right? Anybody that's living in any type of apartments, managed by ITEX or anybody, right? You could.
Right. Well, I hope they're listening to you out there, because that's very, very good information that you are giving out there, because I'm quite sure a lot of them don't even know that, because if they did, they probably would have. But then you got to say, if they do file, they take a risk of getting evicted.
Right. Absolutely. But, that's illegal too. So you're going to, you're going to have some ramifications if they do that, right? So I would hit all of them with the legal aid and everything. But remember, your options is filing at the JP's office, contacting HUD, or file a complaint with HUD, and also Lone Star Legal Aid. Now, the retaliation part, right? That's really important as to why that you need to have a JP person that's going to follow the law, right? Make everybody uphold to the law, including these apartment complexes. And that's why they went against Joe Guillory, right? And that's why they got these 2 other puppets, that's actually running against them, right? From what I hear, both of them were Democrats. And instead of running in the
Yeah.
Democrats against Mark DeRuin, Bartie doing the write-in, and you also have Ms. Baker. She did a petition to get a name on the board.
Mhm.
So you have all of these people, right? You have these people jumping in right now. They never did this before. They never even thought about running for District 2 for Mark DeRuin in, 10 years. Not since Joe Guillory got it. We automatically have two people going against it, and in different ways, right? These are different ways that people don't normally try to get in a race. Through a goddamn a petition, when you could have just filed a Democrat, Republican, whatever. She was talking about that she wanted to be a independent, but nah, whatever. And then
Well, you
on the
know,
other side, you wanted to come in on you must have paid money and whatnot to get in as a write-in candidate. Go ahead.
well, when I look at that as being the precinct 50 chair, I'm a Democrat. Okay, through and through, through and through. My mama was a Democrat, my dad was a Democrat. If I'm voting Democrat, then all of a sudden, after I made put my vote in as a Democrat for say for Joe, then I turned around and I said, well, you know what? I'm gonna decide to run, and I'm gonna become an independent. You either or you're not. I'm not understanding how you can get then after you do that, then you go back Democrat. And I've asked my chair about that. There's really nothing you can do because people make individual decisions on their own. Because once they go to the poll, they can say they're Democrat or Republican and vote any kind of way. But I just want to tell your audience, if you're a Democrat, stick to Democrat. Don't be flipping flopping because somebody's telling you to do that. You know what your heart, you know what you're compassionate, and you know what's right and what's wrong. Let's get off of that. I'm gonna run independent. I'm gonna run in right. Come on, that right there tells me that you've been influenced by somebody else because you voted Democrat. I can guarantee you, I can pull it up. You voted Democrat. You did not vote independent or Republican or nothing like that. So I just said that because that's right there is about compassion to try to stop stuff like,
Right.
if you want to do it, wait till the legal time to come, and then you put your name in the head again against Joe or whoever. But stick to your path. If you're a Republican, you're a Republican. You're a Democrat, you're a Democrat. I know some Democrats I don't like. I know some Republicans I don't like. You see what I'm talking about? But majority of it all, I'm a Democrat. You see? So
No.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Cut
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Now, right now, I would just say it's something a little bit different to that, right? My own
Right.
personal opinion is look at the person who's running because they use these positions just to get the black vote. They use these positions because a lot of people would just vote blue no matter who, right? And that's why
Right.
we
Right.
had people. That's why we had suspected racist judges like Lane Walker. All of the criticism that you've heard about Lane Walker, right? You get all of these people that's running as a Democrat and they're really Republicans or they're something else, right? So just like we have the county
Just to get in.
chair, yeah, he ran as a what is this? What's his name? Jeff I can't think his name.
Right.
Yeah, Jeff Brannick, right? He was a Democrat at first, but I think since when Trump won and whatnot, this we kind of turned Republican. So we need to start investigating these people and checking out what their
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
what's their priorities, right? Because because you have these flip flopping people using this, right? Just like you have the Brandon Barties and Bates, and from what I heard, Ms. Baker was that. I'm not for sure, but that's what I heard. But all of these people are original Democrats stomping for the Democrat Party. But now that you have Joe Guillory beat a 10-year incumbent, now we have people rearranging. They're not trying to hold on to the Democratic Party no more. They don't give a damn about the Democratic Party no more. So that's why you have them. Even the doggone clown that lost, Mark DeRuin, the Democratic person in there, he's not voting for Democrats. He's going with he's supporting the write-in candidate, right? So we have all these people that's being derelict to their party and don't give a damn about the party. So that's what we need to understand and watch these individuals. Because me, I'm personally, like, I go by policy. Whether a Democrat give a good policy or a Republican give a good policy, I'm wanting to see on a national note who's going to give like the best policy for me, right? If I'm working more doing Trump than I'm working through Biden, I'm working more with Trump, right? So that's where I've evolved, right? And I would expect a lot of people to evolve because these party politics is nothing but dog and pony shows for the most of the time. Like we have like a lot of Democrats, they like to start dancing everything for black folks, but we can't get the reparations from the same Democratic Party. Hey, when we've been misgrieved by this country and we built this country, we can't get any type of reparations, but we having money, finances going to DACA, going to the Afghans. We have some going for the Asians. We have some going to these who Russia in the war with? Who Russia who Russia blowing up right now? Yeah, Ukrainians. We got money going to them, and they some devoured racists. So we have money going everywhere. From what I hear right now, right? I think I've just seen something that a person that's has gender dysmorphia, right? Being as a trans person or gender dysmorphia is going to be considered a medical condition, right? And now, since that's going to be a medical condition, it's going to be opened up for some type of finances or some money to come through it. So everybody and their mama can get these benefits, but when it comes to black folk, we can't never just give benefits to black folks. It falls under the umbrella of minorities than everybody else gets, right? So I just want to put that in context to what we're talking about the Democratic parties. I'm with these two-party political system. Go ahead, brother.
Well, David, you make a lot of sense, but man is man. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
And we got to elect, even if they run the Democrats, we got to elect the right people.
Yeah,
it's just the bottom line. I understand what you're going, and I have no issues about that.
Right.
I got some Republican friends. I got some Democratic friends. And we have debates and everything. But guess what? At the end of the day, your opinion doesn't have nothing to do with mine. You see what I'm saying? You make your own decision. But what I'm saying is that, see, like Brandon and them, those are my children. Right. I raised those kids, and I that's not the moral that I'm looking at, because, we all was in different things in churches and stuff like that. I'm a still love them. Don't get me wrong, I'm a still love them. But sometimes you make the wrong decision.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I was shocked to see that, but it is what it is. But the people chose Joe. So when the people choose you, you're going to stay there. And Joe is a good godly man. Brandon is too, because I know what he do too. But I'm just saying, Joe is the better candidate because he has more experience and he knows different laws. That law that you was talking about of going to the justice of peace and all that, right. Brandon couldn't give us that because he don't know nothing about that. You see what I'm saying? Joe is the type of guy, he does his homework. And when you do your homework, it's hard to beat you when you get ready to take the test. Who you think gonna ace the test? The one that faked it or the one that studied?
Right. I just want to jump in and interject right quick, right? I don't believe some of these people are godly people, right? They may go to church. You may see them go to church, right? But their actions are not godly. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But the people like Brandon Barties, him and his father, the Donald Franks, all of these people, right? They go to church. That's cool. You can go to church, but I don't think you're a godly person. This is my opinion, because these sellout house Negroes, right? If they letting these people live in this goddamn condition, right? And also with Bartie, they letting these goddamn teachers beat the hell out these kids in these damn schools. These schools is trash. So these fools is trash to me, right? They not godly, in my opinion, right? Because I believe they even work for the doggone devil, because you can't be a person of God, right? I'm talking about the dad, right now, Thurman. You can't be a person of God when you see another black person coming to the council meeting pretty much begging you to do something about this horrific tragedy that's going on at O.W. Collins, where they living in all kinds of, it's like a slum, but the mayor want to talk your ass, right? Want to give you some jive ass talking about some about what he can't do, what we need some legal means, that son of a dog is nothing but the devil. You hear what I'm saying? If you love money that much, well, you doggone got to well, you gonna leave these elderly folks just as old as you. You have the heart to sell them out. These nothing but some devil ass dogs. You know what I mean? So that's what I can get. I mean that's how I call it. They go to church, don't get me wrong, but their actions is nothing but of a satanic nature, a
Well, you're
Luciferian
right.
nature, in my opinion.
No, you're right. Going to church doesn't make you a Christian. You know what I'm talking about? Is living the word that does. And what you just illustrated, I'm 100% behind.
Because
But
I couldn't
I'm 100% on that.
because I had a problem listening to that citizen, man. I had a problem listening to him telling about this, man. I would kill myself if I had to sell out black folks. I don't see how they can do it. I don't see how you can just walk around being a Sambo. I don't see how you can be a house Negro. I couldn't do it. It'll just eat my doggone heart up, Reg. I'm serious, brother. And then you claim to be a pastor of God. You claim to play the doggone piano, the organ, what the hell ever. That's why I can't stand these lying ass church pastors. You know what I mean? I can't stand them because they harp on your religion. They harp on people's vulnerabilities and needing a savior to come save them. A lot of people at their most vulnerable moments where the world seems like they don't have an answer. Nobody have to give them an answer, but they have to go to a higher being to get that answer for it. And you have these dog ass predators right there, ready to take their money, sleep with them, lie to them, do all kinds of this stuff, and that's no way godly, of a person
No
should
way.
be.
No way. No way. No way. No way.
And,
You're so right about that. Because
yeah,
I remember growing up, church was our specialty. When we had problems or stuff like that was going on in the city, we had pastors that we could go to. All they want now, all they preaching now is about tithes and offerings. You know what I'm talking about? They're not worried about saving no souls. So I have to go and agree with exactly what you're saying, but you still have some good preaching. But
yeah,
you got to, you can't blame the bad for the good. You know what
right,
I'm talking about?
right.
Because
And
everybody's their own way.
and then it's unfortunate, right? A lot of the good pastors don't call out the bad ones. That'd make it
That's
even
what I'm talking about.
doggone
That's what I'm talking
worse.
about, Dave. That's what I'm talking about. Correcting within. That's what it needs to be. Because I'm not going to touch the anointing. Because
So
I don't do that.
so I can't determine who's good and bad if all the pastors is agreeing with them. You know what I'm saying? So that brings
Or keeping
another
their mouth
issue.
closed. If you
Right.
got keep your mouth closed, you might as well agree with them.
Absolutely. Keep your mouth closed or agreeing with them. And then
Mm-hmm.
and then these pastors, so this is my last point. I'm gonna digress to the next issue, right?
Yeah.
These pastors are so goddamn controlled, right? And such
Mm-hmm.
some sellouts. It was a shame when I remember when Swati, right? A Muslim Pakistani was on council and they was wanting to put this slaughterhouse in. That Muslim goddamn guy rounded up all these Christian black pastors to come over to the council and to speak on this doggone slaughterhouse. Now I was like, man, ain't this a contradiction? I never seen black Christian pastors get together in this capacity for anything else, but they got together for their goddamn slaughterhouse of a Muslim gentleman. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's
I know
just how I say.
exactly what you're saying.
Now I know some of them went there, some of them didn't speak, refused. I know one pastor, he kind of left or whatnot, and like he was asking me, "What's this go about?" And I let him know. He's like, "Oh man," so he had left. So we had these other pastors make a fool of themselves, vouching for a Muslim slaughterhouse, a halal slaughterhouse. So that was just silly. For money, we have pastors that'll cross range and religions. Don't give a damn about religion when it comes to money. So I digress on that. And let me go jump over here to this school district, man. We have so many problems in PAISD. We have an issue with justice for Royce. We have a young special needs kid that's been abused by these special ed teachers. I mean, man, one of these special ed teachers and But when I'm hearing some of the people that was involved with it, well, not in directly involved, but seen they may have spoke out against the truth of it, and 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 they being fired and stuff, things like that. What do you think about this situation? I know I didn't kind of been beating on the horn for it. I just want to kind of get your opinion on this.
Well, first of all, when we send our kids to school, we send them to school first to get their education, but the main thing is safety. You know what I'm saying? When you got teachers, especially autistic, for kids autistic, and you beat them, and then the parent comes to try to get a rectification from the leaders, and nobody is giving them that. Now she's getting ready to sue them, and this and that. That's going to be a reflection of us. Nobody have really came to that lady's aid. You know what I'm talking about?
Right?
That is
Yeah.
sickening. That is sickening. That's her child. You're not gonna let nobody put their hand on your child like that. You know what I'm talking about? And then you cover up. You either she quit or she go to another school district or this. No, bro, that needs to stop there. I've talked to some board members and I told look, y'all got to do better than what you're doing. Okay, y'all got the little scores to come up. I applaud that. Y'all gave the teachers a raise. I applaud that. But what about our kids? The minute they do something, you send them to pack. You got the bus system. Now they had all summer to work on the bus system.
Right.
All of a sudden, when school start, they don't know from A to B to Z to E. Come on, dude. You're showing your incompetence, but you want the kids to learn something when they're looking at you stupid because you're the one stupid.
And then with this,
You don't know what bus to get on. You don't know. Okay, you change the zone. If you're going to change the zone, don't you think you need to let the parents know about that? Not the personnel school.
right,
You
right.
see, we going in reverse instead of going forward, man. For us,
Yeah.
that autistic kid, it touched my heart. It really did
Oh
because
yeah.
I've had some people in my family was autistic. My
Mm-hmm.
uncle was, and they are slow learners, but they're not stupid. Whereas though they know when you put your hand on them, or you trying to hurt them. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
This
Yeah.
kid here, this kid here did not deserve to go through what he went through.
Nah.
And I'm not one to complain about this or that when it comes to that, but when it comes to the children, and you did that, and this happened at the end of the school year. They just school back again. The woman ain't got no ratification at all.
Right.
Who does that? Look, if that be you, you will want some answers, ain't it right?
Oh yeah.
Well, nobody
Absolutely.
giving her answers. You shouldn't have to walk through this journey alone like that.
Right.
She shouldn't have to walk through it like that.
And then
So no, I
and
don't like that.
right. And then I'm even going on the other side of the issue. Right. Say for instance that the child probably tried to do something to the teacher first. Right. I'm just speculating on it. I haven't seen the tape, and I don't think the mother seen the tape. When you're dealing with special needs kids, right? You have certain tactics and certain things that you have to do in case if a kid gets rowdy or kind of gets under control, where you shouldn't have to go to hitting the child with a closed fist. You know what I mean? You have to understand when you apply for these jobs, right? Or at the school, you're taking in special need kids. You have to understand if you're willing to take the money for the kids, right? You have to be willing to do the job. And you have to be willing to learn how to keep your cool, man. You have to keep your cool. It's just like when you doggone boxing, right? If you in the ring, you boxing, if you want to box, you understand that you're going to get hit, right? And you have to understand this simple rule. Just because I get hit in the boxing, that don't mean I can kick a doggone dude, take the glove off and hit him with a goddamn chain. You know what I mean? So you have to understand when you go into these certain jobs, and it's a certain it better if I'm a correction officer, right? If I'm a correction officer and I know there's going to be a situation where inmates are going to get, in a ride, get in a fight, yeah, you have to defend yourself, but that doesn't mean I can handcuff an inmate and beat the hell out of them while they're handcuffed. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it's certain things you have to do, especially with these kids, man, especially with, you know, kids that have a mental disability. So you have to understand we have to treat them with care. And even if they pinch you or something like that, the school needs to have the resources. The teacher needs to use the resources and the training that they've been given to do this particular type of job. And also with
Well,
that, go ahead, brother.
well, that story, I hadn't seen the tape, Anita. but I know that the teacher grabbed the student by the arm and told him to sit down or something, and he jerked away.
Yeah.
I didn't hear nothing about no punch, and she closed fist him. You see
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
So
Right. Right.
right there, I don't see how the kid really orchestrated just because you jerked away from him. You give him rights. You got rights to beat him up.
Right.
It couldn't
Right.
have been my child. It couldn't have been my child because I'd be doing my time in the jailhouse. Because
Oh, I
that's
mean,
not gonna
yeah.
happen.
Oh, trust me, the mom feels that same way. The mom feels exactly that same way. But understand the teacher
Yeah,
is not right. You know, they don't put you right there with the teacher. So you have to goddamn find a teacher, stalk the teacher. She over there at Needle Independent School District right now, from what I understand. And you know, you going up there to the campus, you get your ass arrested. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's just a crazy, it's just all around bad situation, right? But I believe
it
she's
is.
done what all she need to do, get an attorney, try to lawyer up on this, and I'm pretty
What
sure
they
she's
say,
gonna.
no justice, no peace, no
Oh
justice, no
yes, yes,
peace.
she's making a
You
big
know,
stink about it. She's making a big thing. I'm helping her trying to pass all them videos out there. So with this, I think that's why they had. Well, no, that's something else. But yeah, with this, I think that's why they made her move or quit or whatever.
but I bet that wasn't her first time, David.
Right?
That's
Yeah,
her
they've been,
first time.
and that's the thing.
I
They've been
bet you. I bet
complaining.
you.
They've been
Yeah.
complaining. Yeah, they've been complaining about this teacher, man. See, it's so
Mm-hmm.
much problems with PISD, man. We need to get rid of Portery, man. We having low test score. That's another thing I want to touch on right quick. We having these low test scores, and the reason why this was a C, tell you the truth, is because elementary kids. From when I looked at that accountability report, from what I could kind of get, just a quick brief looking at it, I didn't really get down and study it, but the quick briefing looking at it that I did to it, I could see all the ones the good of these elementary kids, right? The elementary schools. Sam Houston being one of the better ones, if I'm not mistaken. Sam Houston, the Queen, if I'm not mistaken. So, but besides that, what I really take a look at is the high school, because that's where the kids going to transition to adulthood. And from what I seen, it didn't have a rating. So when the high school and what middle school don't have a rating, that means that they was either D or F. So we haven't look.
Well,
We have
I thought they was a C. I thought
no,
they
no. The
came up
the
to a
the
C.
the district, the overall district was a C. The overall
Okay.
district. Now, from what I'm speculating, what got those averages up there is those schools. It's the elementary schools, right? Because if you look
Mm-hmm.
at the itemized ratings from the school, you'll see a lot of those elementary schools were the ones that had the good B's and A's. Because, like I said, I think Sam Houston had an A. The Queen either had an A or a high B. So those middle schools would not. I mean, elementary schools was the ones that brought the grades up, in my opinion. Now, but when I look
Well, really, that's a
individually,
good thing, David.
huh?
Go ahead.
Oh yeah,
To me, if it started off at early childhood schooling, I'm seeing a graphic now. Sometimes we concentrate on the high school, and a lot of them already lost.
and
They didn't do nothing from kindergarten up.
but then
But I want to say something. I want to say something here.
yeah,
I understand what you said about Porter and this and that. Personally, I know Puerto Rico has a lot of faults, but I think he's doing a pretty good job myself because I'm seeing changes now. But Puerto Rico, only he has principals and all them that need to make sure that their staff is doing the job. The man can't be everywhere. See what I'm talking about? So we can't just put all the burnt on Puerto Rico
okay,
because
okay,
we've had worse than that.
okay.
So I don't want to.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's
Go
talk
ahead.
about it. What positive changes have you seen Puerto Rico made? What positive changes?
Well, since he's been in there up until now, that's what you asking me.
Yeah, I mean, what like you said that you seeing some positive changes since you've been in there. According to you,
Well,
what you
I've
see that
seen some
makes him a
changes.
good?
Okay, let me tell you, because see, I have grandchildren in the school district, and I've seen some things that he had worked on that have really changed. And I'm talking about whereas though he have gotten the system to whereas though people are trying to teach. He's trying to get educators down here, even if he got to jack up the price to get them there. Because our kids, in other words, it shouldn't be amount of money that we shouldn't spend for our kids. Now, all that bond issues and stuff they got, I wouldn't for all that because I didn't see no changes with that at all. All I seen was staff and administration getting paid more money. But first, when it comes to our kids, I see a difference in my kids and they learn. Plus, I work with him at home. So, and I talk to Porter a lot. And he tells me certain things that he's trying to do. And I see, when I go to look at it, I see some changes. I do see some changes that Porter is making. That's just me.
Okay,
I'm not cheerleading for him. I'm not cheerleading for him. But I'm not going to sit here and let nobody just tear the man down because I think he is doing a pretty good job.
No,
You look at the school district in Beaumont, the same thing. We
no,
got to
that's
get to
fine.
our kids, like you said, from elementary on up. That's why it starts at the young age. If you got to look, I go to Lincoln every Tuesday for the ones that the bad kids and all that. Let me tell you something. Our kids are not really that bad. They put on a shield to try to be bad so they can keep the bullies off them. You see what I'm talking about?
Right,
we have some good kids. They just want to know that somebody love them, man.
Oh yeah, and what? Yeah,
that's
yeah.
all that's about.
Oh yeah, that's my main thing. But what specifically that you're seeing the changes that Puerto Rico do? I mean, I just want to put facts out there. If you see some changes, can you give us specifically some changes that Puerto Rico has done that you say that makes it that makes him a good person, that makes him a good that makes him doing well?
Well, look at his staff. I haven't had nobody on the staff of the school board really say anything bad about him. So evidently he got to be doing something good in that instance. Now, a lot of we just had an election. A lot of these kids that's on the board now, they ain't going to go against him because guess what? They don't know nothing.
Okay.
They don't know nothing. But we could have somebody worse than Puerto Rico.
Okay, so you're saying Okay, so you're saying one of the things that he's doing good is his staff because the staff isn't saying anything about it. That's what you say he's doing.
No,
I
don't mean to say is that they hush because you change. But I don't mean to say hush. I can see now that he's putting a little more heat on them, the way as though they doing the doggone job. See, at one time when the Reds in the school, they telling me, "I got mine, you get yours." You don't hear that no more. You don't hear that no more.
You don't hear what?
You don't hear teachers hollering about, "Well, I done got mine, you better get yours." No, because they got replications. They're going to get fired or whatever. Now, I don't know how many he didn't fire, but I know a lot of changes have been going on in that school, and it has to reflect the superintendent.
Okay.
I done been foremen and supervisors on my job. And guess what? I could only dictate to the staff. The staff got to dictate to their staff. And it goes all the way down.
Okay.
So if it stops right here at the principal side, you can't blame Puerto Rico because he don't know about it. Then when he do know about it, then he have to go ahead and rectify the situation.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay, just to be clear, so I can understand better, and the listening audience can understand better. What exactly were some of the changes? I may have missed it. What exactly are some of the changes that Puerto Rico has made to make this better?
Okay, I see where you're going. Let me just put it. Since Puerto Rico have been the superintendent, we've had some highs and real lows. We've had more highs with Puerto Rico than I see. When I say what I see, because that's what you're trying to bring out.
Yeah, I'm trying to get specific because most of these things are something measurable.
Mm-hmm. I've seen first the hiring. Again, we don't have enough teachers, but I know the man is out there trying. He's trying to get a bunch of teachers to come in that's educated, not just you went to school and you put them on there. I'm talking about certified. Now he has done that. He has got more certified teachers than we had year before last and last year before that. So that's one goal that he's doing. The second goal that he's doing is get our score up. Okay, last time I don't think we even had a score at all. But if we getting scores through our elementary or whatever we're doing, that's a point. That's a point. I have to give him a finger for that. He's trying. He's only one person.
Okay.
He's trying.
Okay.
So I'm not tooting the horn.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, so from everything I get, that he's trying a little bit harder. That's from what I can see. You're saying he's doing better. He's doing better at trying to get things done. But my issue is this: he's been in here long enough where the school scores could be a lot better. We have a poor curriculum that these kids are set up for failure at, because you can ask anybody that had a kid that transferred from Memorial High School over to Groves and Needland that they're kind of behind academically, or they have some problems academically because the curriculum is different, right? We add a retarded curriculum, right? And a lot of times when I've used to say that before, they say these kids are poor, but hell, that's not really a curriculum issue. And then the problem is we have a bad foundation, in my opinion, right? We don't have good educators. We don't have a good system for teaching the kids because we claim to get all this new technology stuff. We trying this new state of the art bull crap. But the problem is the test scores don't show that's any improvement because, in my opinion, it's the foundation is broken, right? Don't matter what all you put on top of a cracked foundation, it's just gonna hurry up and make the foundation fail quicker. You know what I mean? So we have
Well,
that.
tell me about the foundation. Tell me about the foundation. Because simple reason that in order to have a foundation, you got to be a solid start off. But see, what I say Puerto Rico is doing this here, we got the early college, didn't have that before Puerto Rico got there. We got, like you say, these teachers that's coming in now, I think they was way underpaid. So, of course, they're going to just come to get the clout. Now that they've got getting more money was under Puerto Rico, I think that they're going to do better. That's all. All I could do is hope, David.
Right,
That's
right.
all I could do is hope.
Right,
Sitting and complaining, we're gonna get it done. All I could do is hope.
Oh yeah.
Because my grandkids are getting ready to get out of school, but I'm still have nieces and nephews coming in.
Right.
I want it good for them.
Right. But the thing
so
I'm trying to
what you're saying.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do is kind of go past the hope and to actually identify the problem and take action on the problem, right? Because right now, how long Puerto Rico's been in there for a long time, right? And just hoping.
I don't know. I say about 4 or 5 years. How long you say?
Probably, I want to say longer than that, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know.
No. You could have been, but I said at least 4 or 5 years.
But regardless of that, right?
And you're right, 4 or 5 years is enough time to do something. I understand it. But I see the bad elements.
And the issue that we having, we're actually getting worse, in my opinion, because we have, the poor test scores, right? We have bad attitudes with parents. I mean, parents constantly complaining. The teachers may not be complaining about it, but the parents constantly complaining. They're having issues with their teachers. They're having issues with Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico doesn't have a call, doesn't call them back.
But we got a school board.
Yeah, hold on. But Puerto Rico deals with the day-to-day operations of the thing, right? They deals with the day-to-day operation. But the school board, they're all in cahoots, right? They're all in cahoots with Puerto Rico. Cause like this, I asked North Seas. Look, this thing. When you have a superintendent that's going to write a support letter to put a liquor store right by the 9th grade campus, right? That has to tell you something about this man doesn't mentally get it. If this man actually cared about the kids, right? Because alcohol is just as dangerous as drugs because you can easily get alcohol. You seen on the news, right? Had this young Hispanic guy got in a goddamn wreck, killed somebody being drunk. All of these kids being drunk, running into somebody crashing. You know what I mean? So understand alcohol should be in the same category as drugs when it comes to these kids because that's easily accessible. They can get a hold to alcohol a lot easier than, drugs. You know what I'm saying? So we have a superintendent doesn't have no clue on that. And you have Brandon Bartie had a speech talking about he didn't know about it. So how do you not know about this, right? How is it that your superintendent is able to get that through, do something like that where you don't have no goddamn clue about it? You don't know nothing about it. See, that's how useless these people are, man. We have useless board members, a useless ass superintendent. Huh?
I heard about that liquor store. As a matter of fact, the other day I finally found out where it's at. Now, I don't agree about that at all.
Yeah, that's right by there. But the thing is, the superintendent.
I thought a liquor store had to be 1,000 feet.
Right, but the superintendent wrote a goddamn support letter so it can be right there by the goddamn school. That's what I'm saying. That's why I call these doggone clowns devils, man. These fools don't give a damn about these kids. Got this old dirty ass superintendent up there actually conspiring against the kids, man. I'm convinced you have to be a sick son of a dog to write a support letter. But then when you think you're going to get heat from it, you want to try to retract the support letter, right? But then you have this other dummy, Brandon Bartie, don't know what to goddamn do. You have his clown behind, right? On the actual news telling you that the parents need to do something. How in the hell is our job to do something as parents when you and your dumbass superintendent was the ones that put it right there? Y'all put that trash right over there. You know what I'm saying? So y'all the ones that need to go ahead and remove it. And they could have easily done that by doing by actually contesting it, because it's a state law that you have to have it with 3,000 feet more than the city ordinance. So these goddamn dogs, right, are in cahoots with harming our kids. They are more concerned about getting kickback money, right, in my opinion, before they're concerned with our kids. And that's why I have such a disdain for them. Now, getting back on the school's problems, not only that, you have bullying where they don't have an answer for. Just like we've talked about, they're beating the hell out these kids that they try to cover up. You have drugs in the goddamn school where it's such a problem where these kids goddamn dying. They overdosing. When they took one out, one died, and another one was having a overdose, but you know, he's still, that person's still living. You have one child that got an eye goddamn poked out. You know what I mean? And you have teacher conflicts over here. So it's nothing but a plethora of problems. Oh, and also, for some reason, you don't have any male leadership in the schools, man. You have to have male principals leadership in the school. Now, that's why the Dads on Duty program in New Orleans was so successful. You had black leadership, male leadership in there. Now, that's one reason why I say the foundation is so screwed up. You can't just put some what they was trying to do, Pops on Patrol or some copycat program. It's not going to work because you don't have no males in there as principal. You don't have no leadership in there. So you can't say that's the foundation part of it too. You can't say I want to do a copycat program and think that's going to work because people don't trust you sincere, because they know about all these other issues you fail to do, and you don't have any male leadership. That's the foundation. So just, I want to go get a Pops on Patrol program to see what it do, and you complaining to citizens, you complaining to us why nobody's volunteering for them. Hell, we know y'all ain't trash. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it. And then, like they also put in a letter, they don't have the time or the energy. That's why they go by a zero tolerance program, right? You have to understand, as an institution, when you decide you want to be a school, right? When you close down these other schools and you create one big one, you're going to know you're going to have about 2, 3, 4,000, whatever consists of a 5A, right, type of school. You got to have some accountability as making this a safe place for everybody, man. You can't just goddamn say, you throwing a whole bunch of kids in a goddamn place for 8 hours a day where they meeting different goddamn people. This the first time that they dealing with people of different races, different cultures, different background, different geoeconomical statuses or whatnot, and you was supposed to expect them to act like some goddamn adults? No, it doesn't work like that. And you can't just blame the parents. This is their first time of meeting people in these school districts, and they with them 8 goddamn hours a doggone day. They getting fed goddamn whole bunch of work and stuff like that. You can't say it's just the goddamn parents' fault. Once you decided that you wanted to create a goddamn school, you took on the responsibility to say, hey, I'm going to make this a safe place for the kids. I'm going to do my best job as you know, feeding these kids. I'm going to do my job as teaching these kids. Now, you can't say hell, you want this damn money from the state and all this stuff for the school and say the parents got to teach them, the parents got to this, all this stuff you saying, the parents have to goddamn do. Hell, why send them to goddamn school anyway if you can't do it and your first goddamn thing is to blame the goddamn parents? You know what I mean? That's why you can't get anything done. You blaming the parents before anything. Go ahead, brother.
And I'll compliment you on that because when the schools was changed, Lincoln was our in a model and TJ had theirs. And, we got some people now that's sitting on council that was part of that, all that change. You're 100% right. How can you build another school and bring all these people in here and expect in 8 hours and it ain't going to be no problem? So yeah. Now, to blame the parents, no, bro. It don't even go there because when you got on the board, you made a vow to the people that you was going to change it. You understand me? You was going to do this, you was going to that. Remember that always on the board, it's only one person. But when you camaraderie with the rest, y'all should have been and got it done. I go to PAC every Tuesday. Let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
That's the hardest thing you could do because now what they doing, and that's why I compliment you, David, if those kids get in the fight or whatever they do, they send them to PAC. But guess what? They're in the same doggone room. You see what I'm saying? How you going to reverse that and put everybody like Cap? I'm not understanding it. But the compassion that I have, and Joe and a few other Hopkins and Chapman, we know how to relate because we're going to let them know off the top that they are somebody. Regardless of what kind of trouble that you done been in, this is the place to change it. You know what I'm telling you? I'd rather be here. How you rather be here with that? They'd rather be in PAC than to be over there because all that camaraderie that they got going over there is not healthy for education.
And then,
so I understand when you're talking about the foundation. I understand all that. But what I'm trying to say is that we got to find a spot and fix it.
And then when that's
all I'm saying. But we got to work together, bro.
Right. And then when you have a zero tolerance policy, right?
That's ridiculous.
Zero tolerance. That has been proven. That brings the prison to pipeline situation in, the school to prison pipeline. That's what it is. Now, you had David Banner come over there and tell you this exact same thing. Now, but when you sent that letter home from the internet person, whoever the hell that is, right? They put, we don't have the time or the energy, so a kid that's being bullied going to get the same effect that the victim of the bullying as the perpetrator of the bullying, right? So hell, if the school says they ain't got the time or the energy to protect me, who is going to protect me, Reg? I'm going to have to protect myself. When hell, I might have to bring a knife to school, Reg. I might have to bring a goddamn gun to protect me because this goddamn trifling ass organization with this sad ass superintendent fails to take responsibility of having an organization to housing these kids, right? And they don't have the goddamn time or the energy to protect me, so I'm going to have to protect my goddamn self by any means necessary. Go ahead on, brother.
Now, that is the saddest thing that you can say. We don't have time or energy when you educate. You got all this security. When I was coming to school, we didn't have all that. We didn't have all the police and all that. But they ain't doing nothing. They supposed to have a metal detector. They finding nothing but guns, knives, and everything. Kids bringing what they want. Some of them tell me they walk around the radar thing. They ain't checking this, they ain't checking that. But when something happened, they looking stupid.
Now,
fight or I understand that because I see them every week. I see them every week. How you got here? We'll get this and that bullying. Let me tell you something. Because a lot of educators over there got mad at me. Let me tell you something. And I tell my kids, don't go out looking for no trouble. But if somebody put their goddamn hand on you, I want you to do everything you can to come home. And if that means whatever you got to do to protect yourself, I'm not going to tell my kids somebody busting in his lip to turn another cheek and walk away because somebody else looking. The next one's going to keep doing the same thing. And that's how you get suicidal. They're so scared that everybody pick on them and get on the building and jump. That needs to be correct.
Right. Suicidal
teach your kids
and homicidal.
Yeah.
Suicidal. Hey, Somebody gonna get killed. Either I'm gonna kill that person for bullying me, or I'm gonna kill myself because I can't take it. Now,
David,
and this is
David, back
here,
in the day,
and that's why.
back,
Go ahead, brother.
back in the day, we know we had this license and all that and all that. They'll send you to the gym to get the coach, you put them gloves on, you gotta go out there, boom, that's it. Society is not built like that no more. So we got to take a step up to make sure that we protect our kids. Our kids are the most important thing of all, not us, it's our kids. But if those kids are not feeling safe and bullied and being scared, it's a problem. So I understand what you're saying. I'd be a fool to say that I was just giving you academically what I thought Puerto Rico was doing. But no, the liquor store, all this here, suicidal and stuff, I got a problem with that too, Dave. Just like you say, that pipeline. That's our youth. That's our future, man.
Right. And
every time you get in trouble, you sit on the pack for little stupid stuff.
right, yeah.
You sit on the pack. That should give them a badge, a number.
Man, and understand this. And understand this. The reason why this goddamn school district don't give a damn about the citizens is because the superintendent don't give a damn about it. Because you can't tell me somebody that gives a damn about these kids would actually sign a goddamn approval for a goddamn liquor store to be right there in front in the side of the goddamn school. That shows you right there. You can't tell me this guy gives a damn. So I'm looking at the superintendent. Hell, even a goddamn clown knows not to goddamn put a school right there. Even a retarded clown knows not to fucking goddamn go ahead and sign an agreement to do that. Sign a waiver, a support letter for the goddamn liquor. You know what I'm saying? Now that's some goddamn clown shit right there. That's why our kids are goddamn dying over this goddamn prison they call the goddamn PAISD. That's goddamn why. See, not that many people can put all of this together, man. You have to put this stuff together by the foundation because it starts with that leadership. You got this dumbass crooked board that can't do any goddamn thing. They want to blame the parents. A goddamn liquor store they put right there. They signed the goddamn support letter for. Now you got dumbass Brandon Bartie on the goddamn news telling you as a parent, you got to get out and see them get things done. How the fuck you got to goddamn solve they goddamn problem? That's the goddamn problem I get, man. Is no goddamn accountability for these goddamn dogs on this school district. And all of the goddamn trash coming from the school district. Man, I wish I could. Man, if I was a goddamn chief, I'd have an investigation that son of a gun over there. I'd put RICO charges on this whole goddamn freaking city, man. People, you need to goddamn wake up and see how this goddamn city, we getting treated by the city. And I'm about to digress off this issue. We done already burnt these goddamn clowns enough. And go ahead and going over to the Open Meetings Act right quick with, crazy ass the goddamn daddy. We just got through talking about the son of the crazy ass daddy, Bartie, right? Now all of this is kind of getting together. You have these freaking dog clowns, right? On council, on school board that think they're a goddamn authority. They think they're a goddamn judge. They think they freaking God to a certain extent, right? Because these fools don't know their job well enough that they don't understand these positions are for the people. You have to have the people in mind, so much so that you got a doggone incompetent fool like Bartie that doesn't understand that citizens can speak on these topics. Now, I don't see how in the hell as a goddamn elected official you believe that you are greater than a goddamn citizen and want to speak on something. Like that kind of triggered me when Mr. Doucette went up there and Bartie really got blatantly disrespectful. Man, it got so goddamn disrespectful that it kind of triggered me to the time that I went up there. He was interrupting Mr. Doucette, saying this and that. We trying to tell you that. Even the city attorney, right? She played that clown crap with me. Well, Mr. Bartie he got to let me speak. But she even had to interrupt her. Hey, man, look, she had to go ahead and speak on it. give her opinion, but Bartie was just so automatically off the goddamn chain like he was high. Go ahead, Reg.
Well, when we talk about the media, see, I gave a title, Mr. Bartie. You got to remember, Bartie from the old school, the old hood school. He was a judge and he talked about the kids and their mom and daddy like a dog.
Yeah.
Then when he was campaigning, he talked to people any kind of way. So what do you
Right.
expect? You get in that chair, what he gonna do?
Yeah.
That's what he do. That's that thug life.
Yeah.
But you can't get mad at him. The people put him there.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
who put Bartie. There's no way in the world
Right.
Bartie should be on a second term. I'll be too good. Because
Yeah.
I remember during the poll, I spoke to everybody, and I spoke to him. He said, you don't do COVID. Say, man, hold up. You ain't going to talk to me no any kind of way. You know what I'm talking about? But he liked that. But for when you went up there for that open meeting act, that right there, I wouldn't take that. He ain't the law. He ain't but one member there.
Yeah.
And I can't understand how the rest of the panel didn't tell him no, he has the right to speak, especially the city attorney. She got about 15 of them with her.
Yeah.
You know,
all
I
of them stupid just like him. All of them stupid just like him. They let them do it. They stupid too.
You're there to serve the citizens. So why you can't speak, David?
Yeah.
You're a citizen.
Hell,
you know why? Because he's a threat. He feels as though you're a threat to him. Because you and I get together and do podcasts, that has nothing to do with his job. You understand? Right. We only complaining because you ain't doing your damn job. How about that?
But man, it was just worse. Yeah, I don't know if you seen the one with Mr. Doucette, the recent one. Man, when they was wanting to. Oh, let me give you this one.
What about what Frank jumped into?
No, that's the one? No, that is after this one. This one they just had last council meeting, right?
Oh,
last Tuesday.
I hadn't been able to make them.
Yeah, that's fine. Did I put it up? Yeah, I put it up. That's what happened, right? Since Mr. Doucette gave them a doggone presentation of the Open Meetings Act, right? Bartie brought it to the floor. Bartie brought it to the floor where they want to now, instead of citizens being able to do petitions, you have to get sponsored by a council member, right? It has to be a city manager, council member. Yeah.
That's against the law.
Man,
That's against
the law.
You
you can't give any presentation more. Now you can speak for 5 minutes, but you can't give presentations. Hey, look, that's against the law, right? See, because the Open Meetings Act, it errors to being liberal.
That's why it's called the Open Meetings Act.
Yeah, it's errors to being liberal for transparency, right? And how do you get transparency? By communicating them on different topics. So that's how ignorant this stuff. With Mr. Doucette, Rose speak to it. Bartie was just interrupting. Man, it's gonna piss you off. I'm telling you, it's gonna piss you off. It pissed me off worse than what he did to me. See, he didn't let me speak because I know he's stupid, right? I know he's stupid. Yeah. He didn't let me speak because I can say the motherfucker's stupid, right? But when you know that a person's supposed to be speaking and you try to hurry up and rush him out there and you try to jump in front of the city attorney saying things illegal when nobody believe you, stupid clown. Nobody worrying about your opinion on shit. Nobody worrying about your input, Bartie. Man, look, I'm telling you.
They're all over Texas talking about that.
Yeah, and then council so stupid, all of them voted for it. Oh, they so stupid, all of them voted for it. Now, that's pretty much it on that one. What you think about Cal Jones sleeping? Man, everybody on the internet was going crazy over that one.
Oh, come on, Cal. You got to do better than that. Come on. How you go? Oh, so, evidently the job is boring to him. It's like sleeping in class and then when the teacher say, okay, we're ready for the test. We're ready for the test. And you wake up. Right. If your test's over, come on, man. Come on. I like Cal got to do better.
Yeah, Cal just needs to wake up on that one.
Yeah.
And
but one thing you did, David, that I wanted to bring back was when they belittled that guy that came from O.W. Collins and put his business out like that.
Oh, yeah, man, that was sad.
That was very, very disrespectful.
Cal was a clown for that shit. Cal was a goddamn clown for that.
Right there, because they say you didn't pay your rent. Come on, man. Come on. But David, all that is entertainment. That's not taking care of the problems of the city.
Right.
You understand me?
Yeah.
But every citizen that listen to the podcast or go to City Hall, go to the council meeting, need to be kicking themselves in the behind.
Right.
Because they put them there. They put them there.
But he
Now you want to complain about it, but you put him there.
see
Because David didn't put enough information out on everybody.
yeah.
And all he did was put it out there for you to read or hear us. And you still go ahead and put the same people in. Come on.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on.
And this
So
goddamn
that's why people say they got no hope. There's no hope.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I do believe there's a little speck of openings that I can make a change.
It's hope. It's hope. Actually, it's actually easy. Look, if they had 10 folks like me, we could change this stuff out. Just imagine you got 10 folks over there going up to speak in the goddamn council meeting. The goddamn guy, he arguing at every goddamn one of them. That guy, look, if they had 10 folks like me, I guarantee you he quit. He quit within 6 months. The mayor would goddamn quit within 6 months if they had 10 people just like
he walked out of one.
It's easy.
He walked out of
yeah,
one.
he walked out of one of them, so you know you can get him to quit. You know he ain't got no damn spine. He walked out and gonna get what he wants.
He's a quitter.
You goddamn make it a hostile environment for him and all them other clowns up. Just 10 people up there. And you got 10 people like me sharing this shit out of the internet, social media, everywhere, telling everybody about it. Man, them jokers will quit. It's really simple, but you just have to put in the work to do it, right? And
no, David. They would quit if they would listen to what you put out.
Oh yeah,
you know
Some listen
and hear it and receive it.
Yeah.
Because you've been putting out enough stuff. So now one of them probably need to be up there.
Oh yeah,
maybe 2 or 3.
Oh yeah, I put out stuff. Cognitive dissonance get to them.
But it's the truth.
Right.
That's what's so sad about it. There ain't no lie about it. You did your research. It's the truth.
This right here was one person that DM'd me, right? Man, you be saying a lot of truth. I learned a lot of stuff about you, but man, it's the way you goddamn say it. You know what I mean? It's the way you say it. That's why I can't get back at you. Okay, dude.
Why?
Now tell him,
the
dude.
Truth is the truth. No matter how you say it, long as it's the truth.
Go back and listen. Go back and look in the hair how they treating these old damn senior citizens, right? These senior citizens low to moderate income. Now, are you mad about me arguing with a goddamn lying-ass politician, or are you more worried about what the hell he doing to this goddamn citizen? Now, you got to understand, man, these people sell out to put y'all in harm's way. This is what you don't understand, man. They pretending they like you, but obviously they doing stuff to hurt you. So, dude, you got to look at this. What you rather be? You rather be having these insects come over here eating your ass, or they goddamn letting crime go through these damn apartments? Now, you have Miss Deborah Freeman, right? Was over there shoe-shoeing with the goddamn O.W. Collins and stuff, and people's complaining all them about the doggone crime, and now you seen what happened. She come to council complaining about crime at one of them apartments. But ma'am, you have the connection.
Yeah, it happened to her son.
Yeah.
It happened to her son.
She had
when they come close to home, they all come around.
Right, that's what I'm saying. She had the connections because she was working in housing, right? She was working in Port Arthur housing. Her son was the mayor, which he was over the housing authority. They both was cool with Chris Ackberry, ITEX. So she could have actually had pressure. She could have done more to quell all of that stuff with the housing than versus anybody. But to make it even, their son, there was some kind of drug deal went bad. But they was both involved with some criminal activity. But she came to council crying about crime. But hell, you was in that position. Your son was in there. Y'all could have did something. You was in there. But they didn't do nothing in there because it didn't affect them. That's what I'm goddamn saying. As long as this trash don't happen to them, they don't give a damn about your black ass. They don't give a damn about you. As long as it don't happen to them, they don't give a fuck.
She did have a chance to do something that might have saved her son. See what I'm talking about?
Right. See, that's the thing.
Life and all that.
You
that's
gotta.
A sad situation. I have my condolences, but I understand where you're going with that because change start in the beginning. It don't start in the middle or the end.
It's a cultural change. You have
the mayor and his mama, come on.
You have to break down a network of corruption, man, to change this stuff. That's how you save these kids' lives. You can't just turn this shit on when it only affects your family, your kids, your son, or whatever. You have to change the culture of this corrupt ass political system. And that's why you have to goddamn hit everybody, these politicians, hit these politicians and anybody support them. Take all these jokers out. And you got to see how they work. Once you take in one of them out at the JP, you see two of them come in. Now, I'm going to go ahead and segue this in, man. Then I'm going to show you how all this shit go together, right? Like father, like son. You have the goddamn corrupt-ass dad, Thurman Bartie, want to put his corrupt-ass son in the JP. Now, people, haven't you goddamn thought about this shit, right? Why nobody asks, no news media asks Bartie, the son, about how his goddamn father was on JP, right? Why don't nobody say, hey, since you and your dad being on JP, what do you think about that? You think you'll do something different, better? You know, what? Nobody compares him and his goddamn father, right? Because hell, you didn't even see his father when he was coming out or he made the announcement. You seen goddamn Mark DeRuin, but you ain't seen Thurman Bartie. Because they trying to play separate. They trying to separate the dad from his son. But no, it ain't no separation because they both in cahoots all together. Now, you have to see all of this trash is coming from the goddamn school district, right? You got the Bartie in there. This is how twice he's going to screw you. Because, one, you know the dad's in bed with the ag bearers, right? Because he appoints the goddamn housing board, and you see how he did that citizen, right? So, if you have a complaint about the goddamn JP, you're going to go to motherfucking Bartie if he's become JP. Then Bartie's going to say, no, you can't do nothing because they in my pockets too. They in my daddy pockets and they in my pockets. So they go and get you out of there. And then if you got to be elected by ITEX because you said something, he going to get your black ass up out of there too, right? Because remember, look, Bartie said, look, I ain't gonna be no black JP, ain't gonna be no white JP, ain't gonna be no Mexican JP, it's for everybody JP. Normally people don't have to give a declaration. If they gonna do the right thing, you don't have to say, I ain't gonna be for black people, I ain't gonna be for white people, I ain't gonna be for Asian people, I ain't gonna be for green people, I ain't gonna be for aliens, I ain't gonna be for hunchbacks. You don't have to declare, you have to renounce your goddamn blackness for this, man. You only renounce your blackness when you kissing white folks' ass. You know what I'm saying? That's why you doing it, because you letting everybody know you about to screw over some black folks in their goddamn seat. That's why you keep denouncing, I ain't gonna be for black folk, I ain't gonna be for white folk, I'll be for everybody, I ain't gonna be for black folks. Man, shut your clown ass up. That's what you gotta understand when you got a goddamn person that's against you. So Bartie is gonna screw you right there with the JP stuff, right? Because you know his dad clicked in with housing. But also remember another thing, if you got them truancies from school, you're going to go to a goddamn board member and he's going to see that shit the way Portery said. So you don't have a goddamn fair shake in this shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a goddamn fair shake if you get a goddamn Bartie in there or that other person. I'm suspecting the other person. But understand, you got to be a fool if you especially vote for a goddamn Bartie on this goddamn issue, because he's going to support his daddy with the housing authority, right? And locking your ass out. You can't do nothing to ITEX. They go keep giving them these goddamn contracts. You can't do nothing about it because you got the daddy's son on the board. So on the as a JP, I mean. Then you got the former school board president at the JP over the truancy. So whether you need to get evicted or if you goddamn truancy, you going to goddamn Bartie, and you already seen both of those motherfuckers' problems is they first thing is this the parents' fault. So you already know what you're going to get when you get a Bartie up in there. And the only way to break this system is to have a Joe Giller in there. Dude, they playing this in front of your eyes. Nobody done goddamn went against goddamn their Mark DeRuin guy, right? For 10 goddamn years. Now, since you have one person beat him in the primaries, you magically get two goddamn clown-ass individuals that's running for him, and both of them have a handler, right? You got the Karen Baker lady. Her handler is this other chick. This other chick seemed like she's smarter than the goddamn person that's running. So Karen Baker's campaign manager seemed like she should be running for the JP versus her, right? And you got Bartie, his clown ass. You got him like they both double dutch dating with the constable guy. What's his name? Chris Bates. So you got both of them goddamn going around each other looking crazy and shit like hey, how you doing? We out here to get all that old crazy lion clown ass shit. You got both of them goddamn. You got Brandon Handler, him and his handler together. So you got two people. They got a black woman and a black man run against Joe. And they got both of them got some handlers to keep them in line with some shit. So all of this stuff is in retaliation because Joe beat Carl Parker's stepson, like his pretend son, right? Because him and Alan Parks, he Master's play son. That's what it's all about. And they lose control of this. So you just got rid of a $90,000 a year job from DeRuin, and they go give it to a Negro. But Boss Hall said, hell, it ain't gonna be any Negro. It's gonna be one of my Negroes that'll get this job. So y'all go on out there and get him now. Y'all see Master DeRuin, he lost. So I need you two niggers to go on out there and get that spot now for daddy. So that's why they got these two clowns out there.
David,
yeah,
I'm over here rolling because every single thing he makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I don't know Miss Baker. I really don't know her.
Right.
It's a takeover.
Yeah.
And they don't want to see change. They want to keep it the same. You exactly right, like father, like son.
Man, you can
and
change.
People don't understand that. They understand that because it's already in place. But when the road went down, the ship started sinking, bro.
Man,
Only person that on float is Joseph Guillory.
This is so simple to change. This is so simple to change. It's so simple. But you just have to understand politics, right? You just have to, enough people just need to understand politics and to know how it works and to know the network of corruption around here. You have to know, hell, they're going to try to monopolize the event. If I'm a goddamn drug dealer, right, I'm going to try to buy the DA. I'm going to try to buy the DA and I'm going to try to buy a few lawyers. You know what I mean? That's how you properly do criminal activity. And that's how these individuals, I'm suspecting, it's my opinion, that they're doing criminal activity, right? And that's why I say these Negroes need to get recode. Now, even though Joe is from the school district, that's the only one I can seem to be able to trust right now. You know what I mean? Because when Mr. Guillory...
He always stand up to him. That's why they don't like Joe, because he don't go with that BS.
But look, that's one.
So we already know he's going to stand for the people because he ain't going for that BS. He can't be bought. That's the problem.
But that's one, right?
If they buy you, then they don't worry about you.
Yeah.
The road is gone.
But that's one.
Put another road in there.
That's one thing. When Mr. Guillory, he went against. Now I got it on tape. He went against Mark Portery with the tax issue, right? So he went against him. Now he jumped in this race, right? So he went against him on that point. Now he done had problems with his little group, with his social group. They had some issues with him running. He's no longer a member of the Royalist Club. So Royalist Club kicked him out. So that moment I knew, okay, he got to be the right choice because they're retaliating on him for running against DeRuin. Now, once he beat DeRuin, now you got these other two clown ass individuals coming up in here that's dumb as a box of rocks, right? So you got these individuals jumping in this race, doing it after nobody done ran against Mark DeRuin after 10 goddamn years, right? Now, all of a sudden, not this year, but after he get beat, now we got some individuals. Hey, I'm planning on running as independent. Hey, I plan on.
And that's the problem. Right. That's the problem that I got. I just don't. I'm not understanding.
The corruption is right there in your face, people. You just have to goddamn look at it and see these two slave ass house Negroes is not for you, and you need to break that corruption, that cycle of control. Because I guarantee you, You're going to get treated better by these apartment complexes if you have a goddamn JP in there, because this JP can levy a $10,000 fine for each goddamn violation of health and safety. So you get 10 people to go ahead and live in them dire-ass conditions, file a goddamn case at the JP. That's $100,000 for all 10 people. That's 10,000 pieces. So that will put a mother sucker in check. You know what I'm saying? That's going to check them to make them goddamn either crap or get off the pot. They're going to have to fix those places, or they're going to have to deal with the consequences. Man, go ahead on, brother. You got something to say on that?
Man, this is your show. You got it. Because
Yeah.
I have to echo everything that you said, man. It's, if the people could just receive what you were saying and go ahead and make sure that Joe getting that, they're going to see a change. They're not going to see a change tomorrow. They're going to see a change right then. And they know that. That's why I'm laughing, because you know what? What God give you, man, can't take it away. Joe is the people's champ. You don't be that incompetent and don't be the champion. They are sending these little wolves after Joe, but guess what? They're gonna be just like little puppies because it ain't gonna overcome.
And that's why I'm lighting they clown asses up.
Yeah, we're gonna change this shit. It's time for change. It's overdue.
That's why we lighting these clown ass individuals up. We lighting them up. And
Thurman, son is Thurman.
Yeah.
I just hate to say it, because let me tell you something. My son named Reginald. That's my seed. As he grew up, he watched me. So you're not going to tell me that he's going to come and do something entirely different. I know he's his own man. He's got his own mind. But when you start up saying, I'm not with the black, you are trying to separate.
It's in his DNA.
I'm for the people. Why do you got to come with that? Because, you right there tell me that you're lying about something. You coerce. You for the money. Them
flaws is in his goddamn DNA, right? And they just may be more exacerbated by the mayor's alleged use of narcotics, right? But them goddamn flaws are still in there. Like father, like son, the same DNA is in there. The same DNA when it comes to politics and doing the goddamn right thing. They just can't do it. They can't do the right thing. They cannot fight for the right thing. They both just trash.
Hey, Dave, I'm the mayor. I'm the just JP. We run the whole city. That's what y'all want to do. But if the people got intelligence and sense, you're going to let that happen. Because you shouldn't have let Thurman got back in that office.
And then the sad thing is they prostitute religion. They prostitute religion to the people. And they use that, man.
They got a superior answer to all that stuff.
These
stop this other one from getting in.
I'm going to have to watch these pastors, man. I wouldn't even let Bartie and them come play at my church. Wouldn't let them sing in my church. Wouldn't even let them pastor in my church. We have to start looking at all these pastors strange, man. If you goddamn dealing with a Bartie. This whole city should be Bartie fatigued out right now. After he done beat the goddamn kids up as a damn JP, he done abused the goddamn kids. We gave him a chance. Thought after them years he could goddamn change, but no. It's going to be the same thing. Like his son was useless on this goddamn school board. His son will be useless as a JP, and he'll actually be a detriment because he will be a judge, right? So it's even worse if you let him on the doggone JP thing. So,
but he know nothing about it. Because he didn't watch his dad do all that stuff because he was young. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well, we need David. What we really need is the people to focus their mind on right and quit worried about their own pragmatism and churchatism and all that other friendship stuff. We really do.
Oh, it's something I almost goddamn forgot about goddamn the Bartie. Now, they say he used to work up at the school just as a teacher. Now, some type of controversy is how he done got fired or forced to move on there. It's some type of allegations, right? Now, I don't know.
Bartie?
Brandon. Now, I don't know what kind of issue, it's I heard what some of the issues is, but I don't have any proof on it. It's some type of inappropriate relationship. Now, I'm not saying what the type of relationship that is alleged, but it's alleged that it was some type of inappropriate relationship. That's what I've been
Well, how you
hearing.
could be on the school board?
That we voted them in there. So, see, this how these out of town, this how these other people out of town look at us. They say we know these dudes is fucked up.
Oh
Hell,
yeah, they
why
tell me
we
that
electing them? Well, we elect them,
Right.
so we must like them. So there you'll have white folk, racist white folk, use these sellouts to tear down this whole community, right? And they're going to blame us. Hey, we didn't want to get him because that would be racist if we went after him. We didn't want to see him racist. So they'll try to kind of use all that reverse racism bull crap to trying to, throw it back at us. Hey, we didn't want to be racist, so that's why we didn't do nothing, all that crap, right? That's how they do. That's how these racists do. So
But David,
yeah.
I understand you just said there was an allegation, but guess what? He has a father that's been kicked out of 3 of the highest houses in the land. So what can you expect?
Right.
Apple don't fall too far from the tree, bro. The apple don't tell. I don't look at him to be like that, but hey, if it's an allegation. If there's so much smoke, there's gonna be some fire. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
All I can say. That's the first time I heard about that. But
Yeah, man. Look, it was something that was going on.
see, these
He was
young
involved.
kids,
Look,
these young
is
kids
he was
get in these
involved,
positions.
and they had some other cops, other campus cops that was involved in some stuff too. So it's a whole lot of stuff was going on over there. Some type of inappropriate. I'm not gonna say what the inappropriate relationship allegedly was, but some inappropriate things going on over there. So no, that's about
Well,
it.
that's
You
what you
talk to
do.
some people. You'll talk to some people that know. They'll let you know. But this is what we have,
Well,
like father, like son.
I'm gonna do my investigation, but starting these kids off so young, they ain't too much older than the students.
That's what I'm saying.
See what I'm saying?
That's the goddamn problem. That's another issue with Portery. That's another goddamn issue with Portery. Why are you hiring these young ass people as a goddamn substitute? Huh?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I didn't even know you teach school. A lot of things,
like a substitute or something trash like that. Bartie wasn't too. See, that's the thing, right? This how they do. They use them kids to rehab your image. See, that's why you gotta be always when you got some people that say, hey, I'm always for the kid that they just over abundantly supposedly doing something with the kids. They hiding some stuff. Now, just like Bartie was beating them damn kids as he was a goddamn JP, right? There's no way he should have been a damn hall monitor, a substitute, whatever the hell that he was doing.
And he was charging them. He was charging those kids when they was late or whatever.
Right. That's what they say. They say they called him small fee Bartie. Yeah. So he had some bad situations with the kids. Now they got now they got him working with the kids. You know what I'm saying? It's a rehab thing. Yeah. So that's how our kids get used. And like with Brandon, hell, allegations were made. Hell, he run for the school board. But with the superintendent, some teachers, they should have been protesting against that. You know what I'm saying? They should have been protesting, but they using them kids to wash away their sins. And that's another reason how we get screwed. So, man, they just, it's straight abuse to them kids. Actually, physically, non-physically, reputation, man, it's just bad out here. I'm gonna just touch on these two topics, man, because I done lit the O.W. Collins situation, the school board situation up. I'm gonna just touch on this, man. Pastor with Randy Vaughn, he had such a disrespectful eulogy, man. I feel bad for the family that had to deal with that trash, man. This is another reason why you got this guy stuck in the 70s and think that the church is like back when Martin Luther King was back there, like everybody, like it's a big name thing. Hey, I'm in this church for so long, like that's a name thing. This guy is straight out of touch with a civilized society, man. It's crazy. I don't see how you be going to pastor. What's his name? Randy Vaughn, Mount Sinai. I don't see how they can go to that, man.
I heard about that, Dave, but like I told you, I didn't see the video or anything like that. I've been knowing Randy a long time. I don't know what to even comment on that. I wasn't there. I didn't hear it. So go ahead.
Yeah, man. I want to talk about that, and also I put another video up about this other citizen that came to speak to council about some goddamn asbestos. Man,
Mm.
they got a house that was being demoed. Some grant there was demolition of this house, right? Some state grant there was demolition of this house, but
Mm-hmm.
but the state grant, it didn't require a resident to be asbestos tested, but it required a commercial building. So this older white guy, he said, "Man, I done grew up around here. I know all these people. You know, I know all the people that was in the house. I know they got asbestos up in there." So he was on this stuff. He went got a firm to goddamn. Well, took some of the particles, brought it to the chem treat or chem lab, whatever, have them tested, and they found it was tested that it was asbestos. So them dummies at the goddamn council, hell, we're getting that information. They didn't even, say that, well, since we got this, we need to go get this tested. What do we have to do? And you had some person that was over, I guess, the demolition, whatever. I don't know if it's public works or whatnot. That's over the demolition that was telling them, well, we don't have a protocol for it because the state doesn't require it. And they said they didn't see anything. What you mean you didn't see anything for asbestos? The man giving you this information, but her excuse was it didn't have a chain of custody, so they couldn't actually tell where it was from, if it's from that spot. I understand that. But hell, just because a state doesn't mandate you test a residential thing, they actually have in the code of ordinance that they have say, yeah, something about, it being tested for demolition or reconstruction or whatever. I remember I looked it up. So, and the guy also said it was in the ordinance. So, them clowns on council, even Kinlaw, he asked us something, but none of them dummies on there on council knew enough to actually say anything about it. You know what I mean? I mean, they'll destroy stuff with no asbestos protection and let you goddamn breathe up the fumes. That's how grossly negligent and incompetent these goddamn fools are on council, brother.
Well, you said incompetent. That answered the whole. That answered the whole thing. Nobody. Since Deuce left there, maybe Ken Law. The rest of them don't even do their homework. Maybe Ms. Moses, but the rest of them don't do their homework. They just go along to be getting along. Like you got a city attorney. Every time something comes up, got to hire other attorneys. I'm not understanding that.
Yeah.
You're the lead attorney, but every time something come up for the city, the citizen got to spend money to hire another attorney. That's ridiculous. The whole moral of this whole summary that we've gone through, all we could do is give you the information and put it out there. It's going to take you to listen and do the right thing. You ought to be tired, and I'm talking about the people that's going to be listening to the podcast. You ought to be tired of the same old, and you're not moving forward. You're going to die and leave all this here criminal stuff to your children or your grandchildren. Do you care? That's the question. Do you care? Or you're just a people person? It's got to be one of the others. Sometimes I find myself, saying, I ain't going out this and that, but I do, because of my compassion for the city and the citizens. It's got to be more than me and you and a few others, Joe, and I'm just not seeing it. Maybe I'm the only one, and you the only one seeing it, and they got blinders on. I don't know. I really don't know because I'm not in the mind of their mind. I only could do what's best for Mr. Train.
Right.
So I work my tail off, but I do. But I can't keep giving you all this information and you ain't using it. Yeah, I didn't know that. But then you go right to the poll and hit the wrong candidate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I'm telling you, I was in office and I was at a function and all he was talking about was my mayor. Well, I could talk about him, but I'm not going to just let you slander him. You know what I'm talking about?
Man, let them talk about him. I'll join in on talking about him.
Look, Gary, guess what? Everything they said was true.
Yeah.
So I had to back up. They had to back up.
Look,
We
I
are
don't.
a city. We are a city, David, that's being laughed at and talked about and kicked under the table. I've never seen us this badly torn up. Those people are actually laughing at us. Oh, you from West Port?
Yeah, yeah. Shoot, I be laughing at them too. Look at the council meetings, man. I be laughing at them too. I mean, yeah, I don't even defend them no more. I join in. I join in.
But that's at home. But when you go to these state conventions and stuff, that's at home in Port Arthur. But when you go to the state convention, they know more about what's going on in your city than you do. You got to just set up, or you be made to get on your.
Hey, this is what you tell them. Look, I know that this is a problem. The citizens are not happy with it. We trying to get this joker arrested. That's what you got to tell them. That's what I tell them, because I don't protect them anymore, because then I'm gonna look stupid, right?
It's not protecting him.
I know you protecting him. Yeah. I protect the home. I protect the home. And look, the citizens are not really with this crap. He basically lied to them. His whole campaign was a lie from day one. You know, he playing like he a strong mayor when he don't have them abilities, don't have the authorization, none of that crap.
David,
he's incompetent.
David, you could say all that, but then they say, "Well, y'all elected."
Well, I just told you, it was under lies. It was under lies and false pretense. Everything was a lie.
They appreciate it. They appreciate it.
Yeah, that's why, you tell them, look, you let them know it's politics, it's lies. You know all the time the right people don't get into, everybody don't agree with a Trump or a Biden, but they're in a damn office, right? Nobody agree with it. So it's the same thing locally. So just because, they voted for him doesn't mean it's the right one. Everybody wanted him. That's just how it goddamn is. You have a lot of people that lost faith in the political system. You know what I mean? So hey, they just choose not to participate. That's the main issue. A lot of people not participating in the goddamn system because they lost faith in these crooks. That's the main thing. They know that. But once you start telling them the issues, they know that you ain't smart. It's just, they know that you're not dumb like the damn mayor. I know. I stopped doing that. Once you start protecting them, hey, yeah, he is a monkey in a suit. You're right. There's a straight monkey clown in a suit. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
I say, no, it's not necessarily that you're protecting that person. You're protecting your surroundings, because let me tell you something. You don't live here, and you don't have the right to criticize this because it doesn't affect you. It affects us. Let us have our own business.
Right, yeah, I understand that. But
that's how I do that.
But these clowns is not one of us. You know what I'm saying? That's why I do it. We have to looking at these folks are enemy to black folks, right? You have these sellout Narcotoms, these Sambos, not Narcotoms, these Sambos. They are enemies to the black community, right? They just look like us, but these Negroes are white on the inside. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, that's what they are. They not us. They are enemies. They just look like us, right? So that's pretty much it, man. I appreciate you being. Yeah, some clones, some surrogates, yeah. Man, I appreciate you being on this podcast with me. I think this probably been one of the best ones I've done when lighting fire under these issues like O.W. Collins in the school, brother. I'm going to go ahead on and let you have the last word, Chief.
Well, David, as always, I appreciate our dialogue, our conversation. I just really, 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 truly ask the citizens of Port Arthur to make better decisions. That's all I can do, make better decisions for the right, not for the favoritism, not for the friendships, not for the churchism. Make it right because you know that it needs to be corrected. That's all. As an activist, that's all I can ask. But you keep doing what you're doing, Mr. Jones, and I can guarantee you're gonna continue to be blessed, because guess what? Even if you don't think that you're getting to people, they hear you, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting to them. Yeah, it's a slow grind.
I am so happy that you and I have a dialogue, and we could sit here and talk, whether it's on a podcast or just sitting in the man cave or whatever, because we are trying to do the right thing.
Yes, sir.
So I thank you very much for your time. I think this was a good talk show. I think that we cover a whole lot of things. People going to hear it, and I'm just hoping they receive it.
Yes, sir.
That's all I have, bro.
Hey, I appreciate it, brother. Stay on the phone right quick. And
okay.
Everybody, take it easy. Peace.